Hello. Hello and welcome. Welcome to the Arts Council of Surrey Community Gallery here at the Newton Cultural Centre. My name is Wendy Mould. I'm the producer of ACS Gallery Talks. I'm here today online at the artscouncilofsurrey.ca or in person. The gallery is open Tuesday to Sunday from 10 till 2. Gail's show is called Art, Music and Medicine. And Rosita's show is called Colors of Nature. Both of their shows exhibit a great deal of passion about their art. And I'm looking forward to meeting the artists and talking to them about their work. So, let's go meet the artists. Well, pretty exciting this afternoon. I get to talk to Rosita Harris. She's an artist I've known for quite a while, so I'm quite interested to hear about your work today. So the first picture that we're going to look at, I understand, is Magnolias in My Garden. Can you tell us a little bit about your picture and why it's important to you?
This painting is from my garden. It's like when I wake up in the morning during springtime, I see these beautiful magnolias. So this has inspired me to paint this painting. This is the first time I'm painting magnolias, and I know that this is kind of the technique that I used here. I try to use textures, and I'm more drawn to colors, but this one was very soft. The colors that I've used on this is pink and violet. So this is not a usual color that I use in most of my flowers, but I was inspired to do this painting, and I love magnolias.
Very interesting. Well, let's have a look at another one of your pieces. Well, Rosita, this is an interesting picture. I love the white bark that you've got on there. So this picture is Whispering Aspen. Can you tell us about it?
Yes, I was always fascinated by the aspen trees. I do a lot of walking and trekking, and I come across aspen in beautiful Canada, and I read about the aspen because before I do a painting, I try to read about what exactly they do and how they are produced. So the trees, there was a little story behind this aspen that they talk about the leaves. These leaves, for the wind, they rustle and they whisper, they bring a sound. So I was fascinated by what it was doing. I wanted to paint the tall trees going all the way up, and I had this photo that I had taken. And I decided to paint this. I did a lot of colors and texture on this, and I call this Whispering Aspen. That's how I got the name. Yeah.
Oh, very interesting. And yes, they do whisper and sing in the wind, don't they?
Yeah.
They're a lovely tree, especially with the blue. Well, thank you very much. Let's move on to another picture. Well, another forestry scene, and this of course is my favorite kind too. I love the moss and the moss of the trees. And this picture is Rainforest. So can you tell us about this picture, Rosita?
This painting, I call it the Rainforest because of the moss on the branches, and I love this. It's kind of different to all my other paintings because the trees, the perspective of the painting, and also I used, it was an evening setting that I did for this, but I used the colors of green and orange and all this. I incorporated it into this painting, but I loved it, I loved it. The inspiration was from nature actually.
Oh, neat. Very interesting. I like that little touch of light, sunlight there on the trees on the left there. That really.
Yes, the sun was coming from there, so
yes.
That's how I got the light coming in from some areas. It's brighter on that area.
Yeah, very neat. In the forest, the lights all bounces around, doesn't it? Yes, you really captured that sense of bounciness of light and the mossiness.
Thank you.
Anyway, very nice. Really enjoyed looking at your work today, Rosita. Thank you very much for sharing your art with us.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity.
Exciting to chat with you today, Gail, about this piece, as I know you have been working on it for quite some time. Wabi-Sabi and a chair. So tell us about this work.
Okay, well, there's 3 of them, and the title of this piece is called Wabi-Sabi, which is a Japanese expression of an aesthetic that they have, which is that as something ages, it becomes more beautiful and more valuable. And when I started studying Glenn Gould, being a musician and a pianist, his chair was very important to me because it traveled through time with him during his performance years, which is some 20 years in some 85 countries. So the chair did a lot of traveling and went through its own transformations. And then at the age of 32, when he said, "Day is done," now this guy is in a crate in an archival situation in Ottawa.
Neat, very interesting. I must admit I wasn't familiar with his work, and then when I saw I was going to be interviewing you, I started reading about him, and it was very interesting. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Okay, let's go on to your next piece. Well, Gail, this is an interesting piece, an installation, musical chairs. Can you tell us about it?
Yeah, I'd be really pleased to tell you about it. So we started, I've been collecting these chairs. This is the one here I made of Glenn Gould's chair, a model of it. And then collecting them from thrift stores and friends. I was very lucky to find that last one that is a wheelchair for handicapped children. This piece called Musical Chairs is dedicated to Betty Buckley and Carol Fraser, who were the teacher's assistants with me at Cougar Creek for over 10 years in the music room teaching core music. And they would bring in their young people in the chairs like that, and we would get them to participate in our musical games and activities as much as possible. And Carol and Betty made the experience for the children and myself fabulous. Their input was so valuable, and we loved them. So this is dedicated to them.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Good to hear that. Well, this looks like a very interesting piece here. Our gifts. Can you tell me why this is so special for you?
Yeah, it's special for quite a few reasons. Our Gifts is a song that Glenn Gould wrote when he was 10 years of age. The Junior Red Cross had just been established in Winnipeg, and they put out an APB to all the public schools to fundraise to help support the troops during World War II. And so Glenn, being already an accomplished musician, wrote a piece of music called Our Gifts, and the lyrics are right in here. And the school that currently in Toronto, there's a teacher by the name of Susan Forrest who had her choir do this song and to present it at a gala at a big government function. I found that video online and was able to use it, so I have a choir background. And then a young student of mine, Miss Kylie Chalk, a voice student who's also with the Surrey Children's Choir, Stephen Horning, she was the one that did the solo voice on top of that choir. So it's important to me because it gives me a chance to talk about this young lady. And here we have QR codes in my show everywhere. And they're not text-based, they're all video-based. So you bring your phone, your cell phone, and when you have a code reader, you'll be able to access these different videos. And this QR code will take you to a video of Miss Kylie singing with the choir from Glenn Gould's former school. So it's exciting to me. It's also because in that time period, in the 30s and 40s, Toronto was being very famous for being very moral, very Puritan, and had very strict rules on all of that, more so than anywhere in Canada. So Glenn was raised in that kind of environment. He played organ in the churches. He was grounded in a wonderful Christian moral thought, and that permeates all of his work and his dealings, as far as I'm concerned, throughout his life. Even though some may say that he was a bit arrogant, I go way beyond all that in my research. I just see a wonderful human being who gave it all, his all to everything. 20-year performance career around the world, 85 some countries, and then into the recording studio. So.
Neat, very interesting. Well, you have quite a lot of interesting things here, and of course we've only looked at a small portion of them. Interesting show with lots of installations as well as pictures. Thank you very much, Gail. It was really great to talk with you. And just a reminder to everyone that the show is here until August 28th. You can see the show in person now. We're open, and definitely come and see it in person. I recommend it. There's lots to see. As well, you can also see the show online. Again, thank you, Gail, and good luck with your
My
show.
pleasure. Thank you, Wendy.